Hello, everyone, and welcome to our convenience store Monkey Business Institute live stream show. That's the 7-Eleven show, our convenience store show. A little humor to start you out there. I hope that you are all excited and ready for a show. It's been a couple weeks since we've done one. We took July 4th off, and we want to have a really good time with all of you. So clap your hands if you've seen a Monkey Business Institute show before. I hear some clapping. All right, so some of you are veterans to this, and perhaps some of you aren't. This is improv. We're doing it over the internet, which is getting a little more familiar with to us, but it's still somewhat unusual in that we don't have a live audience that we can see. So now you got to really work hard to send us your energy and your ideas. We have Mark Turnus is your moderator and our DJ for tonight. Say hi to Mark, everybody.
Hi, Mark. Hi, everybody. Thanks.
I heard him. And I'm Brad Knight. I'm your host. And the fun part is our cast is an all-woman cast tonight. We're really excited. So let's put your hands together for Peggy. There's Peggy, everybody. And Colleen, Colleen, come on next. I don't care, whatever. It's Colleen. And let's hear for Claire, everyone. Claire Canapel, there she is. And finally, Kathy Grote. All right, here we all are. Excited to play. Are we all excited to play, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're going to play a bunch of short form games for you tonight. Before we begin, I want to thank Mark Roth. Thank you very much. It was just verified to me that that's how much you meant to pay for the show. Thank you so much in these struggling times to support us like that. We really appreciate all our fans and all our support, but a special thanks to Mark tonight. You're awesome.
You may mean John Roth, I think.
Don't you mean
Did
John Roth?
Did I say John's brother, Mark? I don't like your brother, Mark. I like you, John. Sorry about that. I think I taught Mark first. That's probably why it's in my head. But thank you, John. We really appreciate it. Okay, so we are going to start with a game called What Are You Doing? It's a fun little game. If you've never seen it before, there will be two improvisers on our screen at one time. One will start with a random motion. The others will say, "What are you doing?" And the other one must respond with an activity. They'll say an activity. The other improviser has to act that out. And it goes back and forth like that until someone hesitates, someone repeats a verb that's already been used that round, or if they do something that they say something that sounds like what they're doing, they'd be called out for that too. Hard game to explain, easy game to watch. So, Mark, what is our first suggestion?
Your first suggestion comes from the Reddit sample size group, and it is London, downtown London.
Downtown London is our suggestion. Improvisers, are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
We will start with Colleen.
What are you doing?
Looking at the Big Ben clock.
Bong, bong,
It sounds just as
bong.
large as it looks. That is beautiful.
What are you doing?
Feeding the pigeons in the park.
Wow, this is great. Oh, yeah, there's so many of you. Oh, my God. Oh, God. There's so many. Ah!
What are you doing?
Speaking in a British accent.
This is a Cockney British accent. I learned it from my fair lady because that's the only form of media I consume.
What are you doing?
Taking the tube to my friend's home.
Just going to pop in the tube. I think it's the subway. Just pop right in the tube.
Hey, what are you doing?
Drinking a spot of tea.
Oh, spot of tea. Ah, this is a very British thing to do. I hear you're supposed to put your pinky up. You have some tea, and there's a biscuit that goes along with it. So as soon as
Just a drink the tea, all right?
okay.
What are you doing?
Going to platform 9 9 3/4 and getting my photo taken for Instagram.
Okay, so I'm gonna push my cart into the wall to make it look like I'm running into the wall, but I'm not gonna actually run into the wall. There I go.
What are you doing?
I am
Hesitating. I'm using my whistle tonight. So Colleen, thank you for playing, and you are out for now. Mark, what is our next suggestion?
Your next suggestion is from somebody whose name is probably not real, Ivor Biggin, and it is the shopping mall.
Shopping mall. All right. We will begin with Peggy doing a random motion.
What are you doing?
Getting a pretzel from Aunt Annie's.
Oh man, I've waited all week for this and I've saved up all my allowance and I can't wait to get the pretzel with the hot dog inside of it because that's not a pretzel, but it's so good.
What are you doing?
People watching.
Oh my God, look at that one. She's wearing leggings as pants. Can you believe it? Oh my God. Oh man, look at that guy. Whoa.
What are you doing?
Looking at pants.
Yep, those are pants. Those are not leggings. Those are pants. I could wear
Oh.
those to work.
Honey, those would look amazing on you.
Oh, do you think they'd short form shapely to my buttocks, my dear?
They would short form them, yes.
Enjoying a ice cream cone.
Ah, this is the best ice cream, and it's actually gelato because it's from that really fancy place that's in the food court. So this is absolutely delicious. Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I don't believe I've ever seen gelato in a cone before. That's my lack of experience, but I'm calling you out. Who's up next? Hey, it's Claire, everybody. Claire, what is our new suggestion there, Mark?
All right, we're going to use Stu Gotz's suggestion of maple syrup and just take the M from the maple.
All right, we're upon Mark's command there, we are moving into initials mode. All right, so instead of a topic, we must hear a word that begins with the letter M somewhere near the beginning of your response. Bonus if you use maple syrup. And we'll start with Claire. Begin.
What are you doing?
Mining for compliments.
I'm ugly. I'm fat. I could feel really a lot better.
Oh no, those pants make your short form.
No, honey. No, you have to give me compliments, honey.
What are you doing?
Morphing into an Animorph character.
Oh, it's Tobias. He's going into a blue banded hawk and he's not going to be able to come out.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Magically eating magically delicious cereal.
Oh man, I'm not gonna use my hands for this one because I've got magic, so I'm just gonna use this magic wand and spoon them directly into my mouth.
What are you doing?
Mistaking a man for a beast.
Oh my God! oh my, I'm so sorry, sir.
What are you doing?
Miracle whipping into my mouth. What are you doing?
Mirroring my favorite friend, Barney.
Hi, kids! I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug. Kiss from me. Maple syrup diving.
Okay, welcome to Canada, eh? We have our classic traditional welcoming to Canada with a maple syrup dive. So come on in. Ready? Here we go.
What are you doing?
Massaging a cat.
I promise you're gonna love this. Okay, Crispers. You have to let me work through the pain, right? Work through the pain, Crispers.
What are you doing?
Making a beautiful cake.
I'm sorry, it looks like you're doing that. And that is the game of What Are You Doing, everybody? Let's hear it for everyone. Well done. Okay, we're going to move into a scene game now, one of our favorites. It is called ABC. And in this game, every time someone speaks a new section of dialogue, it must begin with the next consecutive letter of the alphabet. So we might start out something like this. A character says, all this time, I thought that you were a woman. And the second character says, Bob, couldn't you tell there were parts there that, and the way I had self-identified? That's how it works. I'm glad I'm just hosting tonight. All right, so can we get Claire and Kathy up here, please? Now, I will start with the standard alphabetic progression, but if I find we're doing a really great job, I might make things more difficult. Now, the other part of this game is that when someone goofs up, I'll whistle, and someone else will then need to come in and replace that person who goofed up, take that character over, and continue from where we left off. All right. Do we have a suggestion, Mark, for this game?
We do. The suggestion from John Roth is a malfunctioning drone.
Malfunctioning drone. All right, we will start with Kathy. Begin.
Abort! Abort! Really?
But it's coming right towards us.
If you just like pushed it further up, it would fly higher.
I think we're supposed to be on C. I didn't hear a C, or could you repeat it?
Can't you see?
All right, I didn't hear that word. Continue.
Don't you know how to fly this thing?
Each and every day you expect me to know how to do something new that I've never done before, and that's not fair, Francis.
Francis? You're calling me Francis at a time like this? You know that gives me anxiety.
Golly gee, isn't it hard to be someone named Francis?
How dare you be so mean when this is all your fault?
I am not at fault for this. It is clearly faulty batteries.
Krampus will get you this winter. That's all I have to say about that.
I believe we were on J. She said, I am not at fault. All right, somebody come in and take Claire's character over for her, please. All right, Colleen, you will be starting. We're on J. Begin.
Geez Louise, you know that you're not going to get any presents for Christmas this year.
Koala bears are gonna climb up a eucalyptus tree and they're gonna bring me presents because I don't believe in Santa Claus anymore anyways.
Look, I know that we have been at odds, you and me. We've been sisters at odds, but I just hate that we're fighting still.
Most often in this kind of relationship, sisters would hug and make up. But because this is my drone,
never would I hug you ever in a situation like this.
oh, fine, Francis. Don't hug me because I'm gross and cooler than you.
Please, you think you're cooler than me? Who flies drones?
What? I do.
Really? Yeah, I can see that. And so can all of our friends who are watching you. Fail.
Stop. Stop that right now, Francis. You are embarrassing me.
Totally. Totally embarrassing you. That's really pretty much been my purpose in life.
Unfortunately, if I become confident, then your purpose is pointless.
That's a hesitation. Another reason I can call people out. Okay, Peggy, you are taking over for Colleen's character, starting with V.
Verily, I meant every word.
Well then, I guess you're just gonna have to get your RV car and we'll have a drone RV battle.
Xylophone playing would be more exciting than a drone battle. Drones are stupid.
You dare insult RoboCop 2000, my drone?
Zoe, yeah, I've been trying to sell you this for years.
All right, we are going to now start at K going forward, starting at K.
Kleptomania is a problem.
Let's go with that then, sure. Change the subject like you always do.
My toe hurts.
Now your toe hurts? That's what you're gonna complain about?
Orange doesn't rhyme with anything.
Please, just stick to the subject. Now you're getting ridiculous.
Quietly, I would like to tell you, without everybody watching, that I do actually think you're a good sister, Francis, and it's very rude of you not to fight me with your RV.
Really? I guess I can then.
Sweet!
Try me.
Unlike last time when we had a Barbie battle and I lost terribly and you tore off my Barbie's head, this time, Francis, I'm taking it back.
Very
All
unlikely.
right, we are starting at B, going every other letter forward. B, going every other letter.
Very unlikely. This time, you're
I may have not spoken clearly. It's B, like boy. B, like
Oh.
boy.
sorry about that. Okay, okay. Better get ready because I'm coming at you.
Everyone's going to be my friend
Sorry,
after I
for a D there. We were looking for a D. Someone come in and take over Kathy. We are at D, Claire, moving every other letter forward.
Don't you see? This is my moment. This is my moment, drone. Don't let me down.
Finally, I get to put her in her place.
Happiness will be mine. Happiness and friends.
Just you watch. Watch this. She's going down.
Yourself, drone.
Never!
I'm sorry, wah starts with W. I'll call you out for that one because I am the master. So we are now, if some will come in, I think it's perhaps Colleen. There she is. We are now going to go from I to L over and over again. I through L over and over again. And we'll start with Colleen.
I won. I won.
Just kidding, right? Clearly I won.
Killed your drone. My RV killed your drone. Your
What
drone.
the hell?
My RV killed.
I'm sorry, we were supposed to go back to I at that point. Going back to I, who is in for Colleen? Great. You're at I. We're going I, J, K, L over and over again. Begin.
I did it, Francis, and I did it.
Just admit you lost. Just admit it.
Kids don't lose. Kids like me don't lose.
Losers do though, and you are a loser.
I am not.
Just telling the truth.
Kale is the most disgusting thing our mother ever fed us, and I know that we can agree on that.
That's great. All right, I'll take that. Now we are going to go from R to M backwards over and over. R to M backwards over and over.
Really? We're talking about kale now?
Quite true. That is all that I can think of to bring us together as sisters.
Pretty weak. Pretty weak, I gotta say.
Okay, fine. I could have done better. I always could have done better.
No, don't start crying. You're being a baby.
Mom always calls me a baby.
Really? Now you're appealing to my heartstrings?
Questioning your heartstrings and their strength is one of my favorite hobbies.
Pretty true. Pretty true. You've been at it for a long time.
Obviously, I mean, I am good at some things.
No, I never said you were not good at anything. You are good at some things.
Mostly, you just point out my flaws, Francis.
Like losing!
Oh, we were supposed to be going back to R. That is the game of ABC. Nicely done. I made it hard for you. It was fun. Okay, we're gonna play a game now called Objection, which is still relatively new in our repertoire. We've been playing it for a few years now, and in it, we are going to be in a courtroom setting. People are going to be presenting their arguments, and I will be acting as judge. Someone may yell objection to the argument that is being given, and then give the reason they're objecting, and then I either get to sustain it or overrule it. If I overrule it, the person that was speaking gets to continue talking. If I sustain it, the new person gets to continue talking. All right, could I have everyone on screen, please? And Mark, can I get a topic to start us off?
Yeah, John and Peter both helped us get to juice is healthy as a starting position.
All right, juice is healthy. That's going to be the starting position of this. And I'll have Peggy start the arguments and begin.
Juice is absolutely healthy. It can be done in many different forms. You can put all sorts of healthy and wonderful things into it, like kale, for example, very popular. Lemongrass, also very popular. You can infuse it with vitamins. You can jazz it up with some berries. Juice is extremely healthy, delicious.
I don't believe that woman knows anything about jazz.
I will sustain that. You definitely look like you're a jazz expert.
Jazz, you know, is freedom, musical freedom. Jazz allows you to express yourself in new and varying ways that other people simply can't understand. Jazz is running on a mountaintop, feeling the wind in your hair. Jazz is life.
Objection. I have played improvisational saxophone in a jazz band before, and it felt nothing like running on a mountain with wind blowing.
Overruled. Anything improvisational is worthless.
Jazz is like running on a mountain. That's right. You want to give up. You want to slow down, but you can't. You can't slow down. You're doing jazz.
Objection. Jazz musicians also often slow down to the point of putting their audience to sleep.
Sustained.
You just don't understand.
In fact, a jazz musician's favorite thing to say is, you just don't understand, as if it's so deep, when everyone knows that they're just plinking around, and if they forgot a note, they just meant like, oh yeah, I improvised that. Right, like anyone's buying that. They just don't know the song. They forgot to memorize the song. That's what they call jazz. I call it baloney. And anyone who says that they're a jazz expert is really just someone who cannot read music.
Objection.
Thank you for waiting until she was finished. Go ahead.
My 12-year-old son is, he's in the jazz band in his middle school. And he does memorize his music because I make him study his music every night for 2 hours at a time, and I test him afterward, and his notes are definitely memorized.
All right. Well, I'm going to overrule that because you gave your whole point without me making a ruling on it. Overruled.
And to continue my point, that kid is going to go into a show, forget everything his mother ever taught him, maybe smoke a little bit of the reefer,
singer go up on stage and just do whatever the heck he wants. And they're going to call that.
Objection. The smoking of the reefer does not necessarily mean that you will lose control of your body as you demonstrated.
Objection. Our reefs are precious things and we should be protecting them, not smoking them.
I will overrule the first objection and sustain the second. I'm curious where this is going.
Well, you see, America's reefs, all those beautiful, beautiful reefs on the coast of America, that's right, they are precious to our country and our country's health. In fact, if you don't want your taxes to go up, you should protect the reefs because they're very important and they are...
Objection. I want my taxes to go up.
Sustained and unusual.
I would like my taxes to go up. There's a lot of problems with our political system, but that doesn't mean I, as a person, shouldn't be paying more money to the very trustworthy government that puts together really trustworthy and wonderful lawyers like us, and ensures that there's lots of programs for people who perhaps are less fortunate or do not have the resources we had, such as education and college, because I know we all went to college. I went.
Objection. I did not go to college.
Sustained, that is obvious.
I did not go to college. I instead stayed home and I lived in the basement of my parents' home and I studied different types of noodles. And I will continue to tell you, in fact, I'd love to tell you about different types of noodles because it is now what I do for a living, even though I didn't go to college. So
Objection. She has not told us about a single noodle yet.
Sustained.
You know, when you say you're going to tell someone something, you have to get to the point. I'm going to tell you exactly right now what I think about people who don't tell you things. I think people should tell you things immediately. I don't think people should not tell you things because those people are not saying anything of use.
Objection. That is very similar to jazz. It does not tell us anything of use.
Sustained. Excellent point.
So jazz is just this combobulation of notes that someone feels like playing in a certain moment, just like some lawyers like to speak erroneously with weird, large, contemporary sentences and egregious, complex.
Objection. We have to justify our salaries somehow.
Overruled. And overpaid.
Jazz is just a poor combination of all of these notes. It's not even as good as rock music, which is clearly much better and much more cathartic of an experience. Jazz people are just wailing on a doodle and, you know, trying to sound cool as if they could.
Objection. Rock music is not cathartic. It makes people want to sin and swear and have sex.
Overruled. There's nothing illegal about any of those things.
I agree. Thank you very much. It is in the Constitution that we can do those specific acts. In any case, jazz is just the pits. You can't get to a point.
Objection. Jazz players do not sit in a pit. That is orchestras.
Sustained.
That's right. Orchestras sit in a pit. Orchestras usually have lots of people. The difference between a jazz band and an orchestra band is, well, one of them's, I don't know the difference, and that's okay.
An orchestra isn't a band. It's not called an orchestra band.
Sustained.
An orchestra is an orchestra. It's orchestral. A band does not have the instruments with the strings, the string instruments. That is the difference between an orchestra and a band. A band can play anywhere, outside of the Capitol building, outside of
Objection. A guitar has strings, and I've seen many bands playing guitars.
Sustained.
So therefore, bands are extremely versatile. In fact, a band can be anything. A band can play gently. It can
Objection. A band cannot be anything. A band cannot be a jellyfish.
Sustained. My son is in a band and it's really nothing.
A band cannot be a jellyfish because jellyfish have tentacles, and I've never seen a band with tentacles. A jellyfish lives in the ocean and is underwater at all times. And I've never seen a band play underwater successfully.
Objection. I have seen dead jellyfish on the beach outside of the water.
I'll let it ride. Sustained.
That's right. A jellyfish is still a jellyfish, even if it is dead. A jellyfish remains a jellyfish, whether it is in the water or outside of the water. A jellyfish on a plane is still a jellyfish. A jellyfish up in the clouds.
Objection. If something dies, is it really what it was when it was living? No.
All right, we're going to call a recess here to think about that. And that is the game of objection. Nice job, everybody. Very fun. Enjoyed all the character work. And we are going to do another scene game for you. We happen, if you noticed, to have 4 cast members tonight in addition to our 2 support staff. And that means we can play the game of Foursquare, all right? And this is another one that we're going to simulate on live stream. If you saw this on stage, you would see the improvisers standing in the form of a square. And if you think about a physical square, it has 4 sides to it. So that means in the game of Foursquare, each 2 people that represent that square that are standing there are scene partners, and they will each get a different suggestion. All right, so I could get Peggy, Claire, Kathy, and Colleen. Great. So in this game, we'll get each of them a suggestion, and then we will let the scene start. I will rotate the scenes by saying switch and having them rotate. And after we get through the whole square once and kind of have things established, we'll see how those scenes evolve. Okay, let's start with Peggy and Claire.
All right,
Peggy and-
Laura's. Oh, sorry, Brad.
Go ahead.
Laura's giving us the suggestion of dishwasher for Peggy and Claire.
Peggy and Claire will be dishwasher.
Washer.
All right, let's go Claire and Kathy.
All right, we got a Redditor, Sadie, who gave them the suggestion, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right, great. Kathy and Colleen.
All right, John gave us a suggestion of chef and health inspector.
Chef and health inspector. All right. And finally, Colleen and Peggy.
Stu Gotts gave us the suggestion of lion tamer.
Great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have each duo review their suggestion, and I'm going to pop up video for a second. So please, Peggy and Claire, review.
Dishwasher.
And Claire and Kathy.
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
Kathy and Colleen.
Chef and health inspector.
Health inspector.
Wait, did you say Jeff?
Chef.
Jeff. Okay, just wanted to check.
Could
Okay,
be
good.
both.
And Colleen and Peggy.
Lion.
Lion tamer.
Great. All right, we are going to be starting with Peggy and Claire, and begin.
I just don't see why he has to take that stance.
I don't either. I mean, how hard can it be?
Right? I mean, it's not like running for office is something that takes much effort these days.
No, I mean, basically, you get a bunch of people to sign your petition, you shake some hands, you kiss a couple of babies, and boom, gada boom, you're in.
I know. Lo and behold, you are in the council of the restaurants. I mean, it's not that hard.
So, what are his
Switch.
plans anyway? Like, what does he want to do?
Switch.
Oh my God. I just saw someone murdered.
Listen, you're not supposed to use the Lord's name in vain, Beatrice.
No. Samantha, I just saw someone die. That definitely qualifies. I think God would be okay with me saying, oh my God.
Look, I feel like you're not taking God's presence very seriously. You know, maybe we should talk about this a little more.
Samantha, I literally saw someone die. I literally saw God grab his soul and take it out of his body. Like God was there. I said, oh my God, to God.
Did he smite you?
Switch.
Chef, this is a lot of mold.
No, that's not mold. That's just a mushroom that I've been growing.
Oh, Chef, now you know I try my best to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I can't let this go. I mean, this is literally a foot of mold.
Inspector Jeff, I understand that it looks like that, but it's not dangerous mold. It is a mushroom. Mushroom is mold, basically, so is cheese.
Oh, so you're telling me that this mold is on purpose? This is a delicacy?
Yes, Inspector Jeff, that is a delicacy, and if you would like, I would happily prepare a dish for you with it.
Oh, yes, please, please. I would love to be the first person to try it. This is why I love this job.
Hand it over to me. Oh.
Switch.
I don't want to try it. I'm afraid of him. I don't want to go in there.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I don't think
I'm
it
telling
is.
you. No, I'm telling you that the lions want to be tamed. They want to be tamed.
How can you tell?
Well, just look at it. Just look at it. Look how it's raising its haunches like this. That's a sign of submission.
Submission?
Yes.
I don't know. God, it's raising. It's opening its mouth.
It's opening its mouth because it wants you to see its vulnerable tonsils.
No, those are teeth. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it ever since I graduated from my massage therapy licensing program.
Yeah.
Switch.
I think we made a mistake. The power's really going to his head.
That was ridiculous. Like how do you like recall somebody?
Oh, that's not all he's doing. He made me poison Sal's pizza place. Yeah.
Like beyond the usual stuff?
Yeah. He made me sneak some tainted meat into their store.
Again, beyond the usual stuff?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, he's getting out of control. I thought he'd be a good candidate for the restaurant group, but he's bad news, man.
That's bad, man. What can we do about this? I say we take him down.
We can try, but he's got spies everywhere.
Switch.
Samantha, this may sound crazy, but I think I see angels.
Angels?
Yeah.
That's not exactly a gift that a person would ask, and you're a little old to sit on Santa's lap, but come on in.
No, I do. They're real.
They're real. Of course they're real. Of course they are. Now, what would you like for Christmas?
Well, I guess to stop seeing dead people.
Oh, that's a lot to ask.
I got some more mold right here. I'm just gonna put it over here, and that's delicious, isn't it?
It's so good. Give me more.
Okay.
Oh my God, what is this stuff?
Well, as I said, it's just mushrooms. It's totally healthy. Here, why don't you take this one?
I literally cannot stop eating it. Like when I stop, I need more. I need more.
Inspector Jeff, I am so glad to hear that you are just addicted to my cooking.
Am I addicted?
Well, I don't mean, that was a metaphor.
It's,
You know, I have a lot of
so
repeat
good.
members who just come in and
Switch.
You were right. You were right. That they respected me. That one Rudy, he really responded to me.
I told you, Marion, didn't I? Didn't I? You
Yeah.
trusted me. You
I-
trusted me.
I do trust you. I used your massage techniques, and I talked to them like we're on the same level, and they really responded to it.
And see, it's the power. It's that connection. It's the spiritual connection.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm just so happy for you. Oh, Marion.
Yeah.
Marion, you might want to. Marion, look out! Marion!
Switch.
Well, he got to me. Yeah, I tried to stop him, but he knew about my tax evasion, and he said he'd tell the IRS unless I killed the owner of Sal's Pizza, so I did.
Dude. Did you talk about me?
What?
Did you talk about me? Like when the cops were there?
Switch.
And I definitely thought an insane asylum would be cooler than this, but
Okay, well, you sound really depressed, so I'll just have to up your dosage, I think.
yeah, just so you know, there's a demon possessing you. Its name is he's been talking to me a lot recently about your affair.
You are the only one who can see us.
Oh no. I shouldn't have said your name, should I? Ah, shoot. Oh, goddamn.
Thank you for this gift. We accept it gladly.
It's not a gift, dude. No, I'm not.
All right, that was Foursquare. Let's hear it for everybody. Nicely done. That's a real fun character game. Speaking of character games, we have a game that's basically built all around characters. It's called Advice Panel. If I could get everyone back on video, please. In this game, we will be looking for advice questions from you out there, our virtual audience, and we'll have various characters on this advice panel who will answer your questions for you. They often have very strong opinions and points of view that they will filter their advice through to you. You can decide for yourself whether it's good advice or not. So Mark, do we have some character inspiration set up for these people?
Oh, we sure do. For Kathy, Carl gave us Monty Python.
Monty Python, excellent. All right.
Claire, Winston has given you Great America.
Great America.
Peggy, Redditor Jessica gave you Chicago. And then Stugatz gave Colleen Einstein.
Okay, now, right now the improvisers are thinking about those suggestions, deciding if theirs should be literally taken or inspiration for something taken off of it. And what we're going to do right now is if you have also decided on names, I'm going to give you all a chance to change your names on your video. So
Name change dance.
thanks, Mark. All right, great. So we have some names. I just want each of you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Mr. Ken Burns, can you introduce yourself, please?
On this episode of Ken Burns' Great America, we are going to follow the American journey. That's right, we are going to follow biking from one side of America across to the other side.
Great. And I know you're usually on the other side of the camera, Ken, so feel free to keep your camera on. Let's talk to Deirdre Dotson. Deirdre Dotson.
This is Deirdre, ready to go for my bachelorette weekend in Chicago. I'm not sure I'm doing the right thing.
All right, thank you, Deirdre. Monty Python.
Yes, good evening. You may think that Monty Python is a group of flamboyant and extremely talented, humorous men from England and thus, but in fact, Monty Python is me, a single individual who created them all, who are now figments of your imagination.
Thank you, Mr. Python. And finally, Sally Smart, 2010.
Yeah, that's my AIM screen name. Sally Smart 2010. Generally, my presence online, I like to, my actual presence in real life is a little bit intimidating. But so actually I'm super smart, and online, I just don't want people to get me mixed up just because I'm a Midwestern bodybuilder.
All right. Well, thank you, Sally. Yeah. All right, great. We have a really awesome panel. So, Mark, let's go ahead and field our first advice question. What do we have?
All right, our first question is very practical. How do I make sure to get my taxes done on time?
Okay, great. How do you make sure to get your taxes done on time? Ken Burns, I'm going to have you start.
The American tax system has been in place for many years. In its essence, it has was created to make sure that this company, the company of America, had the money that it needed to make a profit. That's right. Taxes are all about the American profit system. Now, I have later some interviews with some very important tax investors, and they will tell you exactly how to do your taxes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Burns. Miss Dotson.
Yeah. Usually I always have my mom do it for me. But this year Kyle said that we could do it, the two of us, because we were like, starting our life together and everything. So I downloaded TurboTax, and I don't think he's gotten to it yet. But they extended the deadline, so that's cool. That's cool. We'll get to it. TurboTax.
All right, great. That deadline's coming up real quick in about 4 days, Miss Dotson.
Okay.
I'm curious on your take, Monty Python.
Absolutely. Interesting fact here. We have a lot of ministries, ministries for magic, ministries for papers. I would actually rely on the Ministry of Sillywox for this particular opportunity. I would assign them the assignment of your taxes. It would get a shoe stamp of approval, and you should be on your way because, as we know, Americans are the boot of all societies anyway, so who cares?
Not sure that's a popular opinion around these parts. Finally, I'd like to hear Sally Smart 2010, please.
Well, what you could do is just type in www.sallysmart2010taxdoers.com, and because I am genius level smart, I will be able to complete your taxes in between my workouts. Takes me 2 minutes per person. And Sally Smart 2010taxdoers.com.
Great. Well, question asker, you have a lot of options there to pick from. Pick the one that you think is the best advice, and I'd say go with it. Okay, what is our next advice question there, Mark?
John has asked what I hope is not a relevant question right now. It's how many stairs is too many stairs to fall down?
How many stairs is too many stairs to fall down? Excellent. We'll start right off with you, Sally.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you asked me because I've actually figured out that equation many times, and it is an equation. And I will just, I'll just direct you yet again to Sally Smart 2010 equationmakers.com, which is where you will find play. You'll find it there.
How many domain names did you purchase, Sally?
Well, you see, I guess you'll just find out. There's many
Oh.
more.
Okay, excellent. Mr. Burns, you might have some advice on this.
On this episode of Ken Burns' Great America, we talk about stairs. That's right. Rich people, the wealthy people, used to live on the bottom floor before the invention of elevators. Then, once elevators were invented, it became commonplace to live on the penthouse, the top floor, if you had a lot of money to spend. Now, with elevators being enclosed spaces, will the bottom floor return as the home of the wealthy?
Okay, some historical facts in there, maybe not much advice. Okay, Miss Dotson, how about you?
So Kayla fell down like 6 stairs at her bachelorette party, and she was fine the next day. She could like walk perfectly and everything. But then Berlin, she fell down like 12 stairs, and she was messed up. Like her honeymoon was thrown off. So I'd say definitely less than that, but you could probably go up a little bit more from Kayla's.
John, I would say Miss Dotson has the most practical advice. You might want to go with that one, but it's your choice. All right, next question.
All right, Paula asked a question that's very relevant to our times. Loop masks or tie masks?
Loop masks or tie masks? Let's start right away with you, Miss Dotson, again.
Okay, the way I see it, it's like a personal choice to wear either loop masks or tie masks, but like some people that I happen to know and I'm not going to name think that masks are not even important at all. And I actually have a big problem with that. So I don't care if you go loops or masks, but if you want to see me naked, you need to wear a mask of some sort. And that's all I'm saying.
All right, thank you, TMI, but thank you very much. Monty Python, let's hear from you.
Yes, in fact, masks are a wonderful thing to wear year-round. I know that you in America tend to wear them only on Halloween time, but we encourage people to wear them all the time. When you're robbing a bank, for example, when you're bringing cookies to your grandmother, when you're drinking tea and crumpets. It's really a choice of lifestyle. I personally have many masks that I wear at home. They tend to be similar looking to different characters that you may have seen on Monty Python and the Flying Circus, because I have not stolen everyone's identity. Masks are cool.
Oh, a little twist ending there to the advice. I know British people tend to wear a lot of metaphorical masks as well. Mr. Burns, your thoughts?
Masks have long been used in our society to hide people's true intentions. Now we are using them to protect ourselves. What will this dichotomy mean for America? And how can we assert our individuality while wearing these masks? Some say that fun patterns or different styles are a way to show who you are.
Very thorough as usual, Mr. Burns. And finally, Miss 2010.
Well, what's probably the great thing about tie masks is that you can actually, what's most important is that you can use them to mask up your biceps, which actually really enhances the way that they look. So this loop mask, you can see, it just does not cut it. But for more information, check out www.sallysmart2010maskyourmuscles.com.
All right. Well, thank you, panel. It's been a pleasure to have you tonight. Thank you for giving all your good advice. And that is the game of Advice Panel. Let's clap for everyone. Yay. Awesome. Just a couple things before we go to our last game. We are, to a large part, not doing our normal offerings that we, have year-round. No live classes at this time, no live shows. But again, we are playing around online. Hi, Claire. We are in the process of writing some parody songs, which hopefully within the next few weeks, at least, I think our first one might get up online on our YouTube channel. That'll be a lot of fun. We have also been practicing and brainstorming a lot of things that you could hire us for. Those are actually all listed on our new website that we have, which is, I think, much more streamlined and easy to follow around. But you can look at all those products and maybe something will trigger your interest. Also, there are some classes running virtually this summer. Sarah Rogers has been teaching a class, basically it's a discussion class on Schwartz and Middleditch's improv show on that place that we watch, Netflix. That's what it's called. I'm taking the class right now. It's a lot of fun. There will be a third session. At least she's trying to open one up. And in August, I will be running my emotional intelligence class. So look for that to go online as well. Let's get to our last game. It's a joke game. If I could have everyone back online. And this is a joke game called Innuendo. It goes like this. I like my men, women, partners, lovers, like I like my blank. And then there's a punchline. So if you gave me pumpkin, I might say, I like my women like I like my pumpkins with a stem. I just made that one up because I just thought of that pumpkin thing. So they're probably going to mostly be better than that. We also, in these joke games, welcome the support staff to play. So me or Mark might pop in once in a while with what we think is a good one. All right, Mark, what is our suggestion for the first round?
All right, Rachel gave us the suggestion of Bluetooth.
Thank you, Rachel. Bluetooth.
I like my man like I like my Bluetooth, responsive to my commands.
I like my men like I like my Bluetooth. They think I'm talking to them, but I'm actually talking to somebody else.
I like my
women like I like my Bluetooth. I'm automatically searching for them at all times.
I like my lover like I like my Bluetooth, cordless.
All right, new suggestion, Mark.
All right, Peter gave us beanbag chair.
Thanks, Peter. Beanbag chair.
I like my lovers like I like my beanbag chairs. Very comfortable to sit on.
I like my man like I like my beanbag chairs, overstuffed.
I like my lovers like I like my beanbag chairs. They've been stuck in my basement since the 1970s.
Oh, God.
I like my lovers like I like my beanbag chairs, completely encased in fake leather.
I like my men like I like my beanbag chairs. I pick them up on the side of the road after the end of the semester.
I like my men like I like my beanbag chairs. When you unzip the little zipper, tiny balls fall out.
I like my women like I like my beanbag chairs, full of seed.
I like my partners like I like my beanbag chairs. When I'm done using them, I can't get back up.
I like my lovers like I like my beanbag chairs, bright red in color.
I like my lovers like I like my beanbag chair. When I get up off of them, my shape is still there.
All right, new suggestion, Mark.
All right, John gave us the suggestion grandma, and I want to see where this goes.
Grandma.
I like my lovers like I like my grandma. Pick her up at the morgue.
I like my lovers like I like my grandma. When I was little, I would always hide under her bush.
I like my women like I like my grandmas. She's always pulling something out of the oven.
I like my women like I like my grandmas, bonneted.
I like my lovers like I like my grandma. My lover's favorite thing to say is, "Oh, cow."
My lovers like I like my grandma. Parts of her are hanging real low.
I like my lovers like I like my grandma. Just really likes to shame me and guilt me and make me feel bad about my choices.
I like my women like I like my grandmas, married to my grandpa.
I like my men like I like my grandmas. They've probably had to replace a hip from exertion.
New
All
suggestion.
right, new
Mark.
suggestion. Stugatz gave us Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
I like my men like I like my Bob Ross. A little hairy.
I like my lovers like I like Bob Ross. They like to look at me and call me their happy mistake.
I like my lovers like I like my Bob Ross, starting with a blank canvas.
I like my lovers like I like Bob Ross. Always feeding squirrels their milk.
I like my lovers like I like my Bob Ross, with a really happy tree. I also like
All right,
my
John
lovers-
gave us the suggestion. Oh,
I also like my lovers like I like Bob Ross. When he hits the paintbrush, he just beats it out of it. Beat the devil out of it. Okay.
We got the suggestion Carpenter from John Roth.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. They also beat the hell out of it.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Oh, Jesus.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Really get those precise measurements.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Totally hammered.
I like my men like I like my carpenters, on the level.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Nailing it.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Shove tail?
I like my men like I like my carpenters. Handling that hard wood.
I like my lovers like I like my carpenters. Gotta have that vice grip.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. We've only just begun.
I like my
I got it, Peggy.
Thank you.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. The really good ones have a specialized table for their work.
I like my men like I like my carpenters. They know how to avoid the knothole.
All right, Jelly Relish gave us Twitch streamers.
I like my women like I like my Twitch streamers. They'll show you everything.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. They're just always playing games.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. Way too young for me.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. They're mysterious and I really don't know much about them at all.
I really like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. They are just desperate for attention.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers every Thursday and Saturday at 7 p.m.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. Wow.
I like my lovers like I like my Twitch streamers. Millions of people watching us.
I like my partners like I like my Twitch streamers. You can get different rewards for different tiers. Got one more in there, Mark?
I sure do. John Roth gave us a city bench.
City bench. All right.
I like my men like I like my city bench. Very dirty, very well used.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. There's always already someone on them.
Goodbye.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. When I get up, afterwards I might have a sticky bottom.
I like my lovers like I like my benches. Generally, it's in memoriam of someone else.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. Always a great view.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. In certain places, it's illegal to stay overnight.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. They're bolted to the ground, so I can't steal them, take them anywhere.
I like my men like I like my city benches, subsidized by my taxes.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches. Every time it's dedicated to someone else.
I like my lovers like I like my city benches, covered in bird poop.
I like my men like I like my city benches, really hard and uncomfortable. Okay, that's what we're gonna call it on that one. All right. We would like to thank all of you for joining in. Again, a very special thanks to John Roth. We appreciate that. Our schedule, I know we skipped last week for the holiday, but we are planning on having these weekly throughout August. So tell your friends, get some parties going. We've noticed that attendance has gone down on these over time, and I think that's because of partially opening up and things like that the state is doing. But please spread the word. We love to have people come and watch us. So I'd like to thank our cast here. Let's hear for your DJ Not So Jazzy, Mark Turnus. Let's hear it for Kathy Grote, aka Monty Python. Let's hear it for Claire, aka Ken Burns. Let's hear it for Colleen, aka Susie Strong 2010, right? Is that what it was? Smart, okay. And let's hear it for Peggy, aka Dottie Dotson, something like that. All right, Deirdre Dotson. Okay, and let's hear it for me, Brad Knight, aka MBI Live Stream Show. We had a fun time, and we will see you all next week. Bye-bye now.